Hello everybody, welcome to the Tube. A lot going on. Here's our lineup. Why did the UK government quietly change hacking laws? Why does Belgium want Facebook to stop tracking users? Why does Alibaba need help from an Israeli QR code startup? Why is this Israeli startup bringing back the good old phone call? And why is this drone making GoPro look bad? Why? We've got the answers. Let's go. While the NSA in the US finds itself in legal hell, the GCHQ, its British counterpart, is getting a legal exemption. The UK government quietly amended a law exempting intelligence agencies from prosecution for hacking computers, phones, and networks. International privacy organizations said it was told hours prior to hearing of its claims against GCHQ, the UK's electronic spy agency, that the UK government had rewritten the Computer Misuse Act to permit its intelligence agencies to conduct cyber attacks. The unnoticed rewriting of a key clause of the Computer Misuse Act early this May exempts law enforcement officials from the prohibition on breaking into other people's laptops, databases, mobile phones, or digital systems. That's just lovely. After revealing a very good safety report on the state of their autonomous car, Google is getting ready to release their car to the real world. The latest version of Google's self-driving car, a pod-like two-seater that needs no gas pedal or steering wheel, will make its debut on public roads this summer. A step in the technology's giant's mission to have driverless cars available to consumers in the next 5 years. This prototype is the first vehicle built from scratch for the purpose of self-driving, Google says. The new pod is still far from a complete product. It lacks airbags and other federally required safety features, so it can't go more than 40 kilometers per hour. Well, enjoy the ride.
Every moment has been building towards putting these cars on the roads where we can start learning even more from them.
When you look at the car that came out around Christmas, was the first vehicle that had kind of everything integrated and was kind of our first push through our manufacturing line. We've now been able to take that, do some reliability testing with it, and to make sure that everything really hangs together the way it's supposed to before we get them out onto the roads.
We've made the car hot, we've made the car cold, we've done durability testing, we drive it through a reliability bump track.
Getting these cars out into the public and allowing people to react to them, allowing us to see them out there, I think that's a huge deal. And most importantly, it's the necessary step to getting them to drive themselves. When we think about safety, when we think about giving people mobility, and then when you start to think longer term about the impact on cities and the ability to reclaim space and to reduce congestion and free up parking, this is something where we can have a huge impact.
Facebook finds itself in European trouble once again, this time Belgium. Belgium's privacy watchdog accused Facebook of trampling on European privacy laws by tracking people online without consent and dodging questions from national regulators. The Privacy Protection Commission urged internet users to install privacy software to shield themselves from Facebook's tracking systems, whether they have an account with the social network or not. It said in a statement that Facebook refused to recognize Belgium and other EU national jurisdictions, insisting it was subject only to the law in Ireland, the site of its European headquarters. A Facebook spokeswoman questioned the Belgium's authority. It's an ouch. It was this January that Alibaba disclosed its investment in Visually, an Israeli startup that helps brands make colorful, visually appealing QR codes. That was the first time the Chinese e-commerce giant invested in an Israeli startup. And its value to Alibaba is growing clearer now that it has revealed a new QR code tech that aims to prevent fake product sales. The dotless visual code resemble traditional QR codes in that they have little square marks that tell consumers that an item is scannable with their phone or tablet. However, these codes are not black and white. Instead, they embed a colorful image on 90% of the code surface, making them far more visually appealing. But they're not just pretty. Alibaba is hoping this could help the company with its counterfeit product problems. Let's check this tech. To learn more, we are happy to host Oded Israeli, Vice President at Visual Lead, to decrypt some codes and tell us all about it. Good evening.
Hi, Jason.
Hi. So tell us a little bit about Dotless. What's special about that kind of QR code? What is it different to a regular QR code?
Okay, so dotless visual codes are not QR codes. They're a completely new standard, a new breed in the O2O segment. O2O is offline to online. These are technologies that take users from the offline physical world to the digital world using a mobile device.
Okay.
So yes, our dotless visual codes are codes that are scanned by a mobile device, like QR codes, and they have those little markers to let users know those codes should be scanned. But as you can see, they're very colorful. If you compare them to the QR codes that most of us know, they are black and white and kind of meaningless to the human eye, which make people ignore them. So first of all, they're visually appealing. But as you mentioned, the security is the most important thing about them. So in Dotless, we've invested in breaking the limitations of regular QR codes, which are an open source technology and everybody knows what's in them. And with Dotless, we have many ways in order to encrypt information within the codes to make them more secure and the transactions that come with them as well.
And this will prevent counterfeit products?
Well, it has a potential to prevent a lot of counterfeiting, yes. So imagine that whenever you go and buy a product, there's a QR code or a dotless visual code on the product. You scan it and you get immediate feedback whether the product that you're holding is real or fake. That way you can avoid buying fake goods in all kinds of cheap markets, etc.
But this also a QR code can do. Or I'm not getting something.
Well, QR codes have a way to secure it, and there are millions of unique QR codes. This is also possible with QR codes, but with Dotless, it's even more advanced and more secure.
If I ask you why, will I be able to understand?
Sure. So imagine that a code essentially holds data, right?
Okay.
If I tell you this code is in English, you read the English and you know what's in the code. If I tell you this is a QR code, you get any QR code reader, you scan it, and you know what's encrypted in the code. With dotless QR codes, or dotless visual codes, we're getting used to the term as well. With dotless, it's proprietary technology by Visual Lead, and the language is not known. So we know how to encrypt the information in the image itself using all kinds of techniques, computer vision, machine learning, etc., in order to make sure that each code is generated in a secure way and can only be read by our secure scanner technology. And this secure scanner technology is not like QR code readers that are out there, but rather put only in trusted applications like Alibaba's mobile Taobao.
Yeah, because while you're explaining it to me, I can understand solely what Alibaba exactly saw in you and why you were so valuable to them. How did this deal come to be?
Well, Alibaba was a strategic partner of us and a customer even before the investment. So we're in China already for a year and a half, ever since we won a big startup competition there in 2013. And Alibaba was a great match from a cultural point of view and a strategic viewpoint. For us, you know, we were new to the Chinese market and we looked for big strategic players that can take our technology to market. And Alibaba, they saw the potential that we have in our current technology, then visual QR codes, today dotless visual codes, and also in our capacity to innovate and help them with their most strategic problems, like anti-counterfeiting, for example. And this cooperation grew into the investment last January and to cooperations around different areas, like the new platform that they've launched today.
You know, you talked a little bit about culture. You know, we understand you that QR codes and codes in general are very popular in Asia. Why do you think people in the West are so reluctant about them?
Okay, so you're right. It's, you know, it's kind of a multi-local phenomenon. In China, QR codes are a way of life. They're part of everyday life, and people use them every day in social connectivity, for example. So if you and I meet in a bar, for example, I wouldn't search for Jason on Facebook and find 3 entries and, you know, add you, but rather you would show me your QR code, I will scan it, and this is how we make friends in China.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because typing is more difficult when you have 5,000 characters, and searching is also an activity that takes time, and QR codes take the hassle out of it. as a result, QR codes became very, very popular in Asia. But I think that they're making a rebound also in Western countries. We see WhatsApp, for example, using now QR codes for connecting between the mobile device and WhatsApp on the web. And with dotless visual codes, we hope to solve the main problems that QR codes had and couldn't be solved, and that's that they're slightly ugly and unappealing to the human eye.
Talking of something ugly and unappealing to the human eye, you've made a special dotless code for us. Show
Sure.
it.
So I
and
think
tell me what it's going to lead to.
Okay, so essentially, if you remember, black and white QR codes look like this. They're kind of black and white and ugly. The visual QR codes that we built our technology on over the past 2 years take QR codes to the limit. It's still a QR code, but it's with dots on them. You can already see a picture, but it's not totally clear because there are dots required by the QR code standard. And these codes you can read with any QR code scanner. The dotless QR codes, or the dotless visual codes, are not QR codes. They're a new standard. You can see a bit of markers, the dots at the corner, but the image is completely clear. And also, as I mentioned, they're secure.
Okay. You're not showing the one you did of my face?
Do you want the one that I did of your face?
Sure. That's what I called ugly before. Here I am, signed, sent, delivered, and dotless. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And good luck.
Thank you, Jason.
Okay, let's move on. Remember when people used to, call each other with their phones? A small Israeli startup wants to bring those good old times back to fashion and is already creating waves of positive buzz throughout the world. Yallo looks to reinvent the standard phone call experience via its new Android app, which, to start, gives users the ability to chat with anyone using Wi-Fi with their existing phone number. This is joined by call recording and transcription features, advanced caller ID, and more. Calls can be recorded, archived, and transcribed with call recording and other features available even in the middle of a call. In case of poor signal, Yallo will automatically restore dropped calls when the signal comes back. It's super nice. Take a look.
There's Hello, and there's Yallo. Hello is your regular smartphone, and Yallo is what makes your phone smart. Here's how it works. With Yallo, it doesn't matter where in the world you are. You can always receive and make calls using your very own number. All your received calls are free. Can your phone do this? Let's keep on going. With Yallo, having no cell reception is no problem. It doesn't matter where you are, because as long as there's Wi-Fi, your regular phone number is open for business. Now, can your phone do this? And what about recording your calls and forwarding them? Can your phone do this? And if all of that wasn't enough, Yallo also lets other people know what you're calling about as you're calling them. Can your phone do this?
If you have a feeling that the machines are following you, you are correct. A new drone camera called Lily allows users to simply throw it in the air and have it follow them around. The drone is designed to allow people to be filmed without needing someone to control the drone. It looks to be potentially a position towards the same people who use GoPros, but unlike action cams, it allows them to feature in the video themselves, selfie style. Here are the people behind Lily about to follow you everywhere you go. It's cool stuff. And that's it. Show's over. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new show of The Tube. Look for us on our Facebook page. And that's it. And always remember, there's one way to find out if a man is honest. Ask him. If he says yes, you know he's a crook. That's Groucho Marx. Goodbye.